Hey, it's Paul James here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get this cool infinite white background.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, the reason why I'm shooting this video is because when I first started off making YouTube videos, I wanted to learn how to get this cool infinite white background, and a lot of the tutorials out there told me that I needed to buy a nice camera so that I could jack up my exposure levels and do all this stuff. And to be honest, the truth of the matter is while those methods do work, I think that there's a better way by using editing software afterwards. In fact, I'm going to turn on this other camera right now and show you what my setup looks like, because I'm actually standing in a room, and I mean the room does look kind of cool, but the fact of the matter is the way I'm getting this background is nothing but a couple of lights and a white sheet. Alright, so there we go. We're looking at myself on the camera. I'm using a Canon 80D, but I've done this with other cameras, I've done this with even iPhones. It really doesn't matter what camera you use. So here's the room. I'm going to step off of the white screen here and show you what we're looking at. What we have is a white backdrop with a couple of lights. This light actually over here, this light's not being used. That's for photos. So I'm really using this light above my head and then these two lights on the side, which are lighting up the backdrop, and then I've got these two lights which actually aren't really even necessary. You could probably get away without even using them, or maybe even just using one. I'm just doing that to get better lighting on myself. So this is what everything looks like. I'm gonna turn off this camera, but I'm gonna remove this from the editing software now so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like completely unedited. Now, other tutorials suggest that you start with this and then you go on your camera and you boost up exposure levels. I personally don't like the way that looks. It flushes everything else out. You can use editing software to avoid doing that, and that's what I want to show you how to do. So what you really need is just these lights, a white sheet. You could even use a white wall as long as it's pretty white, and some editing software. So let's go and hop upstairs on my computer now, and I'm going to show you how I edit this to get this infinite white background. Alright guys, so let's get into it and show you how we go about editing this to get the infinite white background. So I am here in Final Cut Pro X, and that's what I use to create this effect. The software is a little bit pricey, but if you're going to be serious about doing videos, I think it's a great investment. I think it's one of the best softwares that I've used. I mean, I'm sure there's some other ones out there, but this is just one that I've been really comfortable with and familiar with. So I've got all of my uploads from today. I shot a bunch of videos for ads and also for the YouTube video, which you just watched the beginning of. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to call this ad, so you can see how I edit this. So we'll say new project. We'll say add one. Okay, so there's my new project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag down my clip for the project right here. Hey there, fellow YouTuber. Okay, so this is what the clip looks like out of the box. It's just the white background. We've got, you know, some stuff going on over here where the backdrop wasn't all the way in the frame. That's okay, we can fix that. So first we're going to do what's called color balancing. So we're going to come up to the top and you're going to go to modify and balance color. And watch what happens as I click balance color. Okay, there's a big change there. So that's the first thing I do is I balance the color out of everything. So the next thing I do is I click on the clip and I go up to properties up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop the right side. So I'm going to crop it. You can see how it moves over. That's going to cut off that right side. And I'm going to generate a white background to fill that side. So I'm going to come up here to the generators and I'm going to use a custom generator, which I'm going to put behind it. The generator right now is black though, so I'm going to put a color correction effect on top of that generator. And we can come up here now to the color correction color board, and we're just going to jack the exposure up here on the left all the way up to white. All right, great. So now we need to basically do that exact thing with our white sheet. So the best way to do that is to select your clip, and we're going to drag in a color correction onto that clip. And this time we're going to apply a mask because we only want to get the white sheet color corrected. We don't want us to be color corrected. So we're going to click to add a color mask here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag this little eyedropper over here on the sheet, and we're going to click and we're going to start dragging it. Now the idea is to drag it as much as you can without getting yourself. So see how I start to come into focus? You want yourself to be completely blacked out. Once you start to come into focus like that, you're going to start affecting yourself. So go as far as you can go without picking out yourself. You want to get the perfect balance of getting everything out but not getting yourself. So right about there looks pretty good. We'll try that. Now we can come into the color board here by clicking this arrow, and we can start jacking the exposure up. You want to jack all of them up. And you can see there's still a little bit of correction we need to do down here. We can do that just by moving our crop over, the right crop over just a little bit. Hey there, fellow. So there you go. You've got an infinite white background that looks perfect, and you didn't have to tweak any settings on your camera. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If this was helpful to you, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be great. I put out video tutorials like this all the time, and I look forward to doing another one.